Narcissistic people have an ability to train you to shut you down, to shut down your feelings, to shut down your joy, to shut down your happiness, shut down your achievements, shut down your pain, so that you fear communicating with them due to the responses that they give you. This video is going to be about when you try to have a conversation with a narcissist about something that's good within your life, something you've achieved within your life, something that's working out well for you. When you give the narcissist good news about yourself or about others, or when you give the narcissist bad news that's happened to somebody you know, or bad news that's happened to yourself. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. So when it comes to telling a narcissist anything that you've experienced that they don't want to acknowledge, they're either going to completely discredit you, they will discredit your feelings, they will discredit your thoughts, they will discredit your opinions, or they will minimize your feelings, they will minimize your thoughts, they will minimize your opinions through various manipulation tactics. And there's usually some underlying tone of gaslighting within those tactics. If you go and tell a narcissist some good news of yours, whatever that good news is, a narcissist, more often than not, is envious of you, envious of your achievement, envious of your happiness, envious of your success, envious of your pleasure. This can trigger their insecurities. Because they feel envious, some can feel humiliated by their envy, which then triggers feelings such as shame. They can feel insecure. Therefore, they feel it necessary to sabotage you, to destroy you, to bring you down or a peg or two, to feel better within themselves. It's nothing you did or didn't do. It's all about how they are feeling. They're not interested in how you are feeling. So when you go to discuss an achievement with them, they can show those passive aggressive sulks and silent treatments. They can become grumpy. They can start exaggerating things that they have done to bring the topic of conversation back onto themselves. They can change the subject. They can withdraw from you. They can provoke a fight out of fresh air just to bring you crashing down. And then they'll blame you for the fight that they created. Because a narcissist is envious of your success, they seek to destroy it for you. And if they can't destroy that success for you, they're going to destroy how you feel about your success. They want to make you feel weak so that they can feel strong, so that they can feel powerful, so that they can feel in charge. They want to bring you down so they can feel relieved about who they are as a person, so they can relieve their own insecurities by bringing you down. When you go to talk about good news with a narcissist, some narcissistic people can take the credit for your good news. They can turn around and say, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have achieved that. So they want to take the spotlight away from you, because when it comes to a narcissist, they are seeking that excessive admiration. They want the attention, and when they're not getting the attention, when they're not getting the admiration, when they're not in the spotlight, they want to suck it out of you to feel better about themselves. And it works both ways. When you share good news with a narcissist, they're going to go all out to ruin that good news for you. However, when you share bad news with a narcissist, they're going to go all out to make you feel in the wrong for having the feelings you have surrounding what's happened to you, or they're going to go all out to discuss something that's happened to them that is far worse than what happened to you. Not to strike up a two-way conversation, not to validate your feelings, not to understand each other, but to bring the focus back onto the narcissist so that the narcissist can gain the support that they believe they're entitled to. A narcissist is going to come at you and tell you that you've never had it as bad as they've had it, that they've always suffered far worse than you. Some narcissistic people will even gloat in your pain. They get pleasure out of your pain, especially if you've had some form of success in something they are envious of. So they seek to sabotage that for you. And when they do manage to sabotage that for you, they feel better within themselves. They feel relieved and they will gloat in your pain, often when you will see their smirk, which is why when you share good news with them, they're going to do all they can to bring you down, to see you in pain, to feel better about who they are as a person, because they lack the empathy to care for how their behaviour is affecting you. And with the fragile narcissist, with the vulnerable narcissist, with the victim narcissist, their victimhood is their identity. So when you've suffered something, they believe you're stealing their identity away from them. To the victim narcissist, they're the victim, not you. Narcissistic people don't see themselves as the problem. They don't think they've done anything wrong. To them, you're the one that's at fault. So how dare you be upset about something they've done to you, or be upset about something that's happened to you, when they haven't had all the sympathetic attention that they believe they're entitled to. You're taking the attention away from them, the spotlight away from them. And this injures their identity. Narcissistic people carry their childhood behaviour into adulthood because they don't want to recognise their own mistakes, because they don't want to recognise their wrongdoings. They don't learn and grow from these. So they take their childish behaviour into adulthood. Whatever you've done well in life, a narcissist will always claim to have done far better. Whatever you've suffered in life, a narcissist will always claim to have suffered far worse. You cannot tell a narcissistic person how you feel. They are not interested in how you feel. They are interested in how your feelings have made them feel, and what they can do to your feelings so that they can feel better about themselves. They are the self-entitled hypocrites. It's one rule for them, another rule for you. They can discuss their successes, they can exaggerate their successes, they can discuss their pain. However, you need to zip it. Yet you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, because if you do zip it and you don't discuss your success with them, you don't discuss your pain with them, and they find out that you've discussed it with someone else, they're also offended by this. How dare you not go and speak to them? You can't discuss your feelings with a narcissist. When it comes to dealing with a narcissist, you have to take your feelings out of the equation, because not everyone's going to be happy for you. Not everybody's going to show compassion to you. So if you do need to discuss something with a narcissistic person, first you need to take your feelings out of the equation. Then discuss the subject with them. Recognize how they are responding to you. Recognize what manipulation method they're using. Recognise how they're feeling, whether they're feeling insecure, whether they're feeling envious. Recognise, observe their behaviour and take your feelings out of it so that you don't get too drawn into reacting to them. Then let them get it out of their system. Whatever it is, just let them get it out of their system. And once you let them get it out of their system, deal with your feelings, either internally with yourself or with trusted people who will be pleased for you or will show you the compassion, will show you the validation, the understanding that you need. The best way to deal with a narcissist is simply don't deal with them. No contact or limited contact in Grey Rock. It's not always possible, which is why you need to take your feels out of the equation when dealing with narcissistic people, because they are going to use your emotions against you to get you going, to wind you up, to feel better about themselves. When dealing with narcissistic people, it's all about our own mentality, listening to our instincts. When our instincts are telling us that it's time to let people go, we can come up with all sorts of excuses of why we shouldn't let people go, why we should be kind to people, why we shouldn't be mean to people, why they're not really that bad. When what we need to listen to is the fact that the thought has cropped up, we need to let that person go. There's a reason behind that thought, even if we can't see it. Narcissism is invisible. The narcissist personality disorder, narcissistic people are invisible. Their behaviour is invisible when we don't understand it, when we don't recognise it, when we don't know what it is. And because we do want to learn and grow, we can find ourselves in a battle of wills, in a mental warfare, trying to explain ourselves to them, trying to get them to see our point of view when they're not interested in our explanations. They're not interested in our point of view. They're interested in extracting what they can from us to use it against us so that they can further their advantage over us. The more you try and explain yourself to a narcissist, the more you try and justify yourself to a narcissist, the more you try and beg a narcissist to stop, the more they learn that this is the very thing they can use against you to hurt you all the more. When it comes to dealing with narcissists, no contact is best, limited contact in Grey Rock, and learn to find a way to take your feelings out of the situation. You're allowed these feelings. These feelings are normal, these feelings are valid, but you need to find a safe way to process those feelings, and processing them with a narcissist is not safe because they are going to use your feelings against you to benefit themselves. I shall add in the video description the video on why narcissistic people hurt you, the kinds of people you might like to avoid in your life, and why we can attract narcissistic people in the first place. If anyone has any thoughts on the video, please add those into the comments. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.